Hey, what's up, everybody? Anton here from dropshiplifestyle.com, and welcome to another episode of Dropship Weekly. So we're switching up things a little bit for this episode. Like the title of this video says, we're going to be talking about the do's and the don'ts of contacting dropship suppliers. But instead of just giving you a list of things that come to the top of my mind, what we actually did is went on our Instagram account, which, by the way, if you're not following it, it's just at Dropship Lifestyle on Instagram. I'll post a link up on the screen. Go check it out. Do like lots of behind the scenes stuff there. But what we did is a Q&A and basically said, what questions do you have about contacting dropship suppliers? And then took the list of the most popular questions. I printed it out right here. And what I'm going to do today is read the questions and then give the answers and the do's and the don'ts for each specific scenario. So if you're curious about this stuff, just know everything I'm talking about does not have to do with dropshipping from China. This is about working with domestic suppliers. So if you're in the States, you have suppliers in the States. If you're in Australia, you have suppliers in Australia, and so on and so on. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into today's episode of Dropship Weekly. Okay, question number one is, how does one get a good listing of reliable suppliers to contact? Okay, first I'm gonna give you the don't, what you should not do. Do not go on Google and search for things like dropship suppliers, because what you're gonna find is basically a bunch of middlemen that make money by charging you a monthly fee or a quarterly fee or a yearly fee. And with that money you pay them, they basically give you access to products to sell. Now, when you do that, what you're doing is basically working with a middleman. So you don't have any direct relationship with the suppliers you want to work with. Yes, it's easy to get approved because you're not really getting approved for anything. You're just paying someone. So that's what you do not want to do. And the reason is because the key to this is having direct relationships with the suppliers you're working with. And I use the terms suppliers and brands interchangeably because you want connections with the brands. If I was selling this chair, for example, I don't want to go through some middleman. I want to find the company that manufactures this. I want to find the brand name on this thing. I want to contact that company and I want to get approved directly with them. That way I have a real relationship. My margins are locked in through price controls. And again, I'm not paying for access for somebody to mark stuff up and try to make money off me. Instead, I have a real relationship. So that's what you want too. And again, you're not going to find those types of suppliers by going on Google and searching for something like dropship suppliers list. Okay, so that's the do not. Now the do, what you should do is go out on Google, again, totally for free, and start looking for the products that you want to sell. So if you wanted to sell brown leather rocking chairs with brass buttons, Google that, find the websites that are currently selling them. And when you go to those websites, look for pages that say something like brands or suppliers, different things like that. And then if you find those pages on those websites, you'll see the list of brands that your future competitors are already selling for. So the websites that you want to compete against, you'll see what brands they're selling for. And that's the list of companies that you eventually want to reach out to form those direct relationships. Now, if you want to see how to do that, from finding them to contacting them to getting approved with them, definitely check out my webinar. If you're not part of Dropship Lifestyle yet, just go to dropshiplifestyle.com/webinar and I'll show you exactly how to do that. Excuse me, have a phone call. But yeah, so that's the do not and that's the do for how you find reliable suppliers to contact. Never work with middlemen, go direct to the source. That is where the relationships are. That is where the money is. And in my opinion, that's the only way to dropship profitably in the long term. Okay. Next question that came in is, how do I ask suppliers to ship for me? Great question, right? So when you reach out to them, basically what you're saying is that you're an internet retailer and you're looking to get approved to sell their products and you want to know who to talk to. Now, when you're talking about the logistics and everything, I really don't bring up the fact that we're not going to be stocking inventory because it's basically implied or assumed when we tell them, this is Anton calling from antonsbrownleatherchairs.com. We're wondering if you work with internet retailers. Who should we speak to? And that's not what I say. Again, if you want my scripts, go to dropshiplifestyle.com/webinar, but along those lines, right? So we're reaching out to them and we're basically just saying, okay, we want to get approved. We fill out an application. When we do that, they send us price lists, product photos, product descriptions, product features, all that stuff. And when they do that, they're either going to tell us, okay, we ship with UPS, FedEx, DHL, freight carriers, whatever it is. And if they do say that, then we're going to say, okay, great. we want to ship on your account. And what that means is when they charge us, right, when they ship an order for us, they're just going to add shipping onto our invoice. That's what we want because they probably move so much volume that, first of all, their price is going to be better than what we would pay a UPS or a FedEx. And not only that, but if they're shipping on their account, knock on wood, I don't have any wood around, but if anything goes wrong with an order, they will, basically have the insurance claim on their end and they'll take care of it all. And we want it to ship on their account if ever possible. Again, that's typically how it works. If that's not how it works, the supplier is actually going to tell you. So they're going to say, okay, yeah, we want to work with you, but we need your FedEx account number or your UPS account number or whatever, whichever company they prefer to ship with. And if that's the case, then you can just go to FedEx.com or UPS.com, make an account, give them your account number. And what happens then is when they ship, it just basically sends you an invoice. You pay UPS or FedEx or DHL or whoever directly. So basically the time and the place to ask is once you're approved, once you have the price list, then try to work with them, ask who they ship with, and then just tell them you prefer to ship on their account and to have them bill you for it. What you don't want to do is just, the first conversation with them, like the do not there would be, hey, can you drop ship for me or can you ship this stuff for me? The term drop shipping, I've talked about this in other videos, so I'm not going to get into it. I'll just post a link, a card in this video so you could see my video called Stop Drop Shipping. But you definitely do not want to just call them and say, hey, do you drop ship? That's not how these relationships are formed. Again, I'm not going to get into detail on that in this video because I did a whole separate video. So look for a card in the top of this video and it will take you to that one. So hope that helps there. Yeah, you ask after you're approved. Now, the next question says, one of my potential suppliers doesn't do prepay. They either want me to apply for credit or pay with a money transfer. What are your thoughts? Okay, so with the way that we do business, we're typically applying for, like Carol asked this question, Carolyn, we're typically applying for prepay terms, meaning that a supplier will have our credit card on file and they'll charge it before they ship an order. So if we send them an order today and say, hey, ship this chair to John in New York, they're going to say, okay, and they're going to charge our credit card for whatever the cost is, and they're going to ship it to John in New York. So that's prepay. Now, what Carolyn is saying is her supplier doesn't accept prepay. They either want her to apply for credit terms, meaning they'll basically ship stuff not for free, but they'll ship it on credit. And then either, every 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, she would have to pay one invoice. The other option is a wire transfer. So she said, what are your thoughts? The problem with that, is that you're not going to earn credit card miles. So I understand they said that they're not going to do it, which is not good from a benefit perspective on your end. What I would do if I had those two options is, honestly, I'd probably just pay with wire transfers rather than taking credit and making payments every 30 days or so. That's more of a personal thing for me. I don't like to have big debts with anybody. Like the biggest debt we have is our credit card bill every month. We pay it off, of course, every month with American Express, but I wouldn't want to have all these running balances at different suppliers. Again, that's just a personal thing. It just makes it easier for me to know exactly what my payables are and what my liabilities are. Maybe you could do that if you have credit, if you want to go through the process of most likely giving them your bank account info. They're most likely going to do a credit check if you want to apply for credit. So if you want to do that, then just be prepared for that. If not, wire transfers are super simple. If you're sending ACH transfers, I think with Bank of America, it costs like $3 or something. So that's definitely an option. So yeah, that's what I would recommend doing. Again, credit if you're willing to go through the process and if you're comfortable having balances at different places. If not, just say, hey, wire is more than fine, which is a money transfer, and do that. Yeah, that's my advice. I would say do that. Okay, next question is from Jeremy, and it says, in Australia, suppliers hate online only. How can I convince them that it's worth their time? So Jeremy, I'll give you a little disclaimer here. Obviously, I've never drop shipped in Australia. I've never built a store there, but we do have a ton of students there that have a lot of success, okay? So what they've told me, and this is actually covered in our Doing Business Abroad course, which is part of my Dropship Blueprint. So again, I'm gonna keep saying it, but if you're not part of that, that's where this is all covered in detail. Just go to dropshiplifestyle.com/webinar. But what, again, my Australian buddies have told me that are part of Dropship Lifestyle, they actually created the Doing Business Abroad course, is that you do kind kind of have to sell this to the different suppliers there because it's not as popular as it is somewhere like in the States. So basically what you don't want to do, and this is again what I would say, like if a supplier said to me, no, you're online only, this isn't worth it, like we only want to work with retail stores, what I wouldn't do and what I would say you should not do is be like, yeah, you're right, I understand why you want to work with retail stores. Like don't do that, okay? Don't empower them and don't like support their idea there. Be like, wow, I guess like that is how people used to think, but then explain to them that's really not true because all are the benefits here of working with online retailers. And then just go through all the things that you can bring to them and all the things that you can help them with. And again, that's what I teach you how to do in the Dropship Blueprint. But yeah, just flip it on them. So what you don't want to do is be like, yeah, I understand, but can you make an exception? Don't do that. What you want to do is say, well, I guess that's the old way of thinking, but here are all the things that I can bring to the table through my company. And here's how we can help you increase your revenue and have it be a win-win. Okay, next question is from Pratik. And I guess he's in India because he said, I want some suppliers in India, please. So here's my advice to you. Okay, we do have successful members from India, but they're not doing business in India. So what I would say you should not do is try to build a dropship store serving the market in India. And I'm not saying that it will never be a big established thing there. I'm just saying from my experience working with over 10,000 students from over 35 countries that in markets that aren't established yet, it's just a totally different game. And again, not to say it's not possible, but it's not kind of something like where you can click a few buttons, turn on a switch to ads and start getting sales and having it like more streamlined. So if you want to use a streamlined system like the one I teach, my advice is do not look for suppliers in India. Instead, find another market that you can build a store in. So again, our students from Australia, what they do and what I think you should do is build a store in another market that's already established, like Australia, like the US, like the UK, like Germany. There's tons of other markets where there's opportunity and you can do business there. Okay, next question is, let's see, I answered that one. Okay, this question says, I'm located in the US and one of my potential suppliers is in Canada. What are your thoughts on working with them? Okay, so yeah, you can. What I would say you shouldn't do is just, apply as normal without asking any questions. Like, don't just say, hi, I'm calling from, again, antonschairs.com. I would love to see if we could work together. Can you send me the application? I would start the conversation a little differently since every supplier, AKA brand, is different. And what I would say is, hi, I'm calling from antonsleatherchairs.com and we went to your website. We really love your products. Think they'd be a great fit on our website. We see that you are headquartered in Canada and I'm just curious, do you work with brands in the United States? And if so, how does that relationship work? Do you have a warehouse in the US? Who handles shipping? And kind of ask those questions up front in that scenario so you're not going into it blind and then realizing you have to, figure out extra things after. Because the good news is if you're willing to ask questions, these suppliers, these brands, the ones that are established, they have the answers. They've been doing this. And a question like that, like, do you have a warehouse in the States or how do you work with US retailers? Again, they've been doing it, so they'll tell you. It's not, what you shouldn't do again is go in blind. Just ask them and hear what they have to say. Next question, and this is the final one I'll do in this video, is from Bale. And it says, do I need a copy of a resale certificate if I have sales tax? I'm waiting for the certificate. So sales tax, I did a podcast about it last week, 2 weeks ago. I'll link to that. By the way, that's my e-commerce lifestyle podcast. If you haven't listened to it, go check it out. Just go on to whatever podcast player you use, search for e-commerce lifestyle. So with the sales tax certificates, not every supplier you work with will require one. Some of them will, some of them won't. What they will require at a minimum is an EIN, which is also known as a tax ID. So EIN stands for Employer Identification Number. That is free to get online on the IRS website. Just so everybody knows, this is if you're doing business in the States. So that's free to get online. I'll post a link below this video. The sales tax certificate, If you're doing business in a state that requires sales tax, then yes, you should apply for one. But again, if you already did, which it sounds like you did, and you're waiting on the certificate, I would still start reaching out to suppliers because again, you have that in progress already or in process. And if you have an EIN number, which takes again 5-10 minutes, then you should be good to go to get the ball rolling, to start the approval process, and to start sending traffic and getting sales. So yeah, guys, that was all the questions I printed, kind of the most popular ones that came through. Hope you found this useful. If you did, please let me know in the comments if you want to see me do more videos like this one. And as always, if you got value, please give this video a thumbs up and click that subscribe button. I post at least one new video a week. Always try to add some value, help you in a unique way that can help you grow as an entrepreneur and an e-commerce store owner. So thanks everybody. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next Tuesday for our next episode of Dropship Weekly. See ya.